Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Here we learn real English through real-life topics. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Today's video is about anger and how to control it. We'll explore this powerful topic based on psychological research, so everything you hear is backed by real science. Let's get started. We'll begin with this question. What is anger and why it matters? Anger is a normal feeling. Everyone feels angry sometimes. It usually happens when we think something is unfair or when someone hurts us. Anger tells us this is not okay. It is part of how we protect ourselves. When we get angry, our body reacts. Our heart beats faster, our breathing gets quicker, our muscles become tight. Our mind focuses only on the problem. This is how our body gets ready to fight or run. Anger is not always bad. It can help us stand up for ourselves. It can give us the power to speak out or fix a problem. Sometimes anger brings change, but only if we use it the right way. If we feel angry too often or too strongly, it can cause problems. Some people yell, break things, or hurt others. This kind of anger can damage relationships, work, and health. It can also make people feel ashamed or alone. Too much anger can hurt our bodies. It may raise blood pressure. It can cause heart problems and sleep troubles. It also makes stress, anxiety, and sadness worse. So managing anger is important. We can learn to control our anger. We can understand where it comes from. Then we can choose better ways to respond. When we manage our anger, we feel calmer, make smarter choices, and build better relationships. Now we're going to look at the theoretical models of anger. Anger is not just a feeling. It is a mix of how we think, how our body reacts, and what we do. When we feel angry, we often believe something is unfair or wrong. Our body becomes tense, and our actions may show that we are upset. One common idea is the cognitive behavioral model. This model says that anger comes from three parts working together: our thoughts, our body, and our behavior. If we think someone is being rude, our body gets ready to fight. Then we may act in an angry way. This model helps us understand why anger happens and how to manage it. Anger is also seen in many mental health problems. People with depression, anxiety, or trauma may feel angry more often. This is because they might focus too much on danger or bad memories. They may also keep thinking about past problems again and again. These thinking patterns make anger worse. There are two types of anger. The first one is state anger. This is short-term. It comes and goes when something makes us upset. The second one is trait anger. This means a person gets angry easily and often. Knowing the difference helps people get the right kind of help. After everything we've discussed, let's move on to the causes and triggers of anger. Anger does not come from nowhere. There are reasons why people feel angry. These reasons can be inside us or around us. Understanding these triggers helps us manage our anger better. Some triggers are inside us. When we are tired, stressed, or feel bad about ourselves, we get angry more easily. Also, the way we think can make things worse. For example, if we often think, people are out to get me, we may feel angry even when no one is doing anything wrong. Some triggers come from the outside. These are things like someone being rude, being stuck in traffic, or hearing loud noises. Fights with friends or family can also cause anger. Even small things can feel big when we are already upset. Our brain also plays a role in anger. The amygdala is a part of the brain that warns us about danger. When it sees a threat, it tells the body to react quickly. But sometimes the brain thinks something is a threat when it is not. This can cause anger when it is not really needed. Another part of the brain, the prefrontal cortex, helps us stay calm. If this part is not working well, it is harder to control anger. This happens more in people with problems like PTSD or learning difficulties. That is why understanding the brain can help with better anger control. All right, it's time to talk about some effective strategies for managing anger. Anger can be powerful, but we don't have to let it control us. There are many ways to manage anger in a healthy way. The goal is not to hide anger, but to express it safely and calmly. Let's look at some of the best tools that help people stay in control. The first strategy is called cognitive restructuring. Cognitive restructuring means changing the way we think. When we are angry, we often have thoughts like, "This is so unfair," or "They always treat me badly." These thoughts make the anger stronger. But we can learn to think in a calmer and more balanced way. For example, instead of thinking everyone is against me, we can think, maybe they didn't mean to hurt me. This helps us feel less angry and more in control. Another helpful method is using relaxation techniques. When we are angry, our body feels it. Our heart beats fast, our muscles get tight, and we might shake. Relaxation helps us calm the body. We can take deep breaths, slowly counting to 5 as we breathe in and out. We can also try relaxing our muscles or imagining a peaceful place. Doing this often can train the body to relax faster next time. Another strategy is mindfulness and acceptance. Mindfulness means paying attention to what we feel without judging it. Instead of pushing the anger away or acting on it right away, we can just notice it, breathe, and let it pass like a wave. This gives us time to choose a better response. Acceptance also helps us stop fighting the emotion. When we stop saying, "I shouldn't feel this way," we can work with the anger instead of against it. Next, we'll talk about communication skills. Sometimes we feel angry because we don't know how to say what we feel. Learning how to speak clearly and kindly is very helpful. We can use I statements like, "I feel hurt when you ignore me." This is better than saying, "You never listen." It helps the other person understand without starting a fight. Also, active listening, really hearing what the other person says, can calm situations quickly. Another useful strategy is behavioral practice. Just like we practice for a sport or a test, we can practice how to deal with anger. Role-playing with a friend or therapist helps us prepare for hard moments. We learn what to say, how to breathe, and how to walk away when needed. The more we practice, the easier it becomes to handle real-life anger. And finally, we have stress inoculation training. One special method is called stress inoculation training, or SIT. This teaches us to face anger step by step. First, we learn how to relax. Then we imagine small problems that make us angry. We practice using our skills to stay calm. Little by little, we build strength, like a mental vaccine against stress. This method has helped many people, including soldiers and people in prison. We talked about different ways to manage anger, but remember there is no one way that works for everyone. Some people have more problems with their thoughts, others need help with speaking or acting. For example, people with learning problems need short and simple lessons, and they need more practice. Therapists change their methods to fit each person's needs. This is called personalized intervention. It usually works better. So if your anger feels serious or hard to control, it's a good idea to talk to a therapist. Now let's take a moment to review what we've learned. Anger is a natural emotion. It helps us notice when something feels wrong or unfair. But when anger becomes too strong or happens too often, it can hurt us and the people around us. The good news is that anger can be managed. With the right skills and support, people can learn to stay calm, think clearly, and solve problems in a healthy way. They can turn their anger into something useful, like standing up for themselves or creating positive change. Anger is not something to be ashamed of. It is a part of being human. What matters is how we deal with it. By understanding our feelings, practicing new skills, and getting support when we need it, we can grow stronger and more peaceful. Remember, you are not alone. And with practice, anyone can learn to master their anger, one step at a time. And that's it for today's video. I hope you learned something useful about anger and how to manage it better. Remember, small changes in how we think and act can make a big difference in our lives. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like and subscribe to the channel. We learn real-life English here with real topics that matter. Keep learning, keep growing, and I'll see you in the next video.